Just when I thought I was out, the video game industry pulls me back in. Yes, hello everyone, my name is Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and you join me here for another Not List, aka an episode of These Things Suck. And today, oh my giddy aunt, we're talking about remasters. Now, you might be in one of two camps whenever I mention the word remasters. You might be like, oh, brilliant, we're getting a sort of shiny new bundled version with extras and polish and tweaks and all the glory. And then there's the other camp, which I am definitely a part of today, which is like, stop trying to cash in on nostalgia for the sake of my hard-earned money, you cheeky whippets, because this, what you've delivered to me today, is not a packaged present full of joy and laughter, but it's actually just a steaming hot turd with a little flag in the top saying, "Ha-ha, you suck eggs, pal." So let's take a look at them as me and my neck vein Jeremy about to take a whistle-stop tour around the video game industry looking for video game remasters that absolutely, unequivocally, that's not even a word, suck! Oh, and yes, before you say anything, I am indeed wearing a hat indoors. I know, it's because I forgot to put the heating on and it's absolutely freezing here in Wales, but I'm pretty sure that after looking at some of these entries, my piss is going to boil, so I'll be warm in plenty short order. Let's get on with it. Konami, booby, I do not, for the love of Christ, understand what is wrong with you. It seems like every single move you make is hounded by terrible life choices. Is this a cry for help? If so, I'm not answering. Should we be checking this developer into rehab or something? Because it appears like whoever was in charge of the Silent Hill HD collection was eating f***ing wall insulation like it was goddamn candy floss. This experience, which promised die-hard fans a fresh, revamped and definitive way to play the classic Silent Hill 2 and 3 games, was an unmitigated disaster. It was a skip fire that set the entire fan base ablaze with hatred for both Konami and Hijinks Studio, who was in charge of this remaster, and it was all down to just one thing. Okay, let's run through the checklist one more time because I do not want this to drop down onto the marketplace and get destroyed by Silent Hill fans. You know what they're like. Sure. Okay, updated graphics. Check. A stable frame rate. Good one there, mate. That wasn't on the checklist. Right, I think we're good to go. I'm about to hit the button. Now, it's live. Oh god, wait. Did we put the fog back in? Oh, fuck! Yes, that's right, the Silent Hill HD collection was released without fog. You know, that thing that was quite essential to creating the creepy atmosphere in both the games. I don't understand where it's gone or why they removed it, but still, it was absent upon release. Good going, mate. Now, to be fair to Hijinks Studio, this is much more Konami's fault than their own, not just because of the sheer lack of care that came to reviewing the final product, clearly, but also because they didn't even give the studio the entire source code to work with in the first bloody place, meaning that Hijinks had to pull some of their own hijinks and remake the game for them. Oh, and to top all of this off, get this, a patch was eventually released to fix these problems, but only for the PS3, so if you own this on the Xbox 360, go f*** yourself. So, my precious little summer fruits, when I say to you the words Putty Squad, you might not know what I'm talking about. You might be thinking to yourself, is that a sex move? Is that a group orgy with the Putty Squad from the Power Rangers? Should I be Googling this right now? Oh god. Oh, no. Save for later. Pornographic horrors aside, Putty Squad HD is a remaster of the sequel to the Amiga game Putty. And hold on, my friends, because your brain is about to become absolute putty itself as I explain the rather bizarre tale of how this remaster actually came out before the game that it's based on did. You see, the sequel Putty Squad was set to drop around 1994 to 95 on the Super Nintendo, MS-DOS, Amiga, and Mega Drive. Now, of all of these, only the Super Nintendo version made it to market, despite other formats actually being fully completed and sent out for review. Which doesn't sound too complex at the moment, right? Well, hold on, it's about to get a bit hairy here, because on the 30th anniversary of this game, System 3 decided to release the original version that was made for the Amiga on their website. Now, the HD version of this game had actually released before this, meaning that the HD version of the game came out before the actual game did. Absolutely madness, right? Anyway, that story that I've just told you is literally the best thing about this game, because playing this feels about as painful as zipping up one of your own testicles in your trousers, and the resulting swollen mess looks about as visually appealing. Okay, so for those of you who have never played the cel-shaded spy 'em up that is 13, then I truly recommend that you give it a go, because it's amazing visuals, it's really interesting narrative, and annoying cliffhanger ending, all wrapped up with this glorious first-person shooting action, really does make for a good experience. However, I want you to take all of that praise, right? Just set it up on the table there, all looking nice and fancy, and then just sweep it off into the bin, piss on the bin, set fire to the bin, and then try and sell the resulting molten plastic mess back to the audience as a remaster. Because that's what we got! This was the equivalent of putting a cigarette out on somebody's skin and then charging them for the process. This was utter dog dick. In case it's not clear, I don't recommend you play this game. The frame rate of this remake is positively slideshow at times. Enemies, scenery, hell, even you pop in and out of the game world at a moment's notice. Sound effects don't even trigger sometimes, giving a whole new meaning to the word silencer. And the death animations, or should I say the single animation, is so badly implemented that it feels like you're playing a parody title rather than a remaster. It's entirely clear that the devs who worked on this remaster did not understand what they meant when they were told to do a comic book game, because this is so bloody paper thin that you can see through to the fucking source code. I do not recommend this game at all, and in fact, I don't even suggest that you give it a miss. I suggest that you act like the main protagonist of this game and forget everything entirely. Now, on paper, Warcraft 3 is something of utter, unadulterated joy. It is a fantastic game that allows people to lose themselves in the world that would soon become the world of Warcraft and would basically inhabit all of our lives and wallets for years to come. It seemed like this entire franchise had a Midas touch, as everything that it put its finger up or in turned to gold. That is until the Warcraft 3 Reforged edition came out. Oh dear. My voice, it's stuck like this. Help! 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 And things sparkled even brighter when Blizzard announced that they would be remastering this classic and weren't just going to be giving the game a graphical overhaul, but a ton of mechanical tweaks and a bevy of new animated cutscenes which would retell the narrative and add in more details from the expanded lore. It certainly sounded pretty promising. However, that gold and goodwill soon turned to lead that weighed down the entire experience when this remaster dropped in 2020, sporting animations that looked like an intern had a crack on Go Animate, and a user interface that was less UI and more DUI, as it made things infinitely harder to fucking play. Fans hated this remaster, which seemed to take everything fun about the core experience and bury it under a ton of needless fluff. Which reminds me, I do need to trim my pubes. Anyway. Making matters worse is that Blizzard helpfully upgraded your game to this experience whether you wanted them to or not. It was like that moment when Apple tried to bundle that terrible U2 album with all of those new iPhones or iPods or whatever it was that came out all those years ago, but the only edge that was here was the edge that fans were jumping off to try and get their original game back. This game was terrible, leading lots of people to stop calling it Reforged and start calling it Warcraft 3 Refunded. This one just stings my crack. PaRappa the Rapper is an undersung PS1 classic, a title that oozed style and swagger in a manner that doctors called worrying. And I don't think that there's a single one among us that wouldn't immediately shake their hams to the beats of Chop Chop Master Onion's rap or toasting their buns with the infectious fast food freestyling soundtrack found in the sequel. It's a true shame that this young pup was never really shown much love by the rest of the world, and yes, he did get a few look-ins here and there with PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, but we wanted more. So, of course, we were howling at the moon when it was announced that this guy, this cheeky little chap, a literal cheeky whippet, was getting a remaster. Pause for effect. So how the hell did they mess this up so badly? How did they turn this adorable rapping dog into a mangy mutt? Well, I'll tell you, my friend. They f***ed up the timing in a rhythm action game. As unbelievable as it sounds, the team managed to bring everything across from the PS1 core experience, but failed to think that in doing so, and applying it to HD TVs might cause some latency issues. It is a shocking oversight that made this rap god look like mom's spaghetti. So in a weird sense, in order to be good at this game, you had to have terrible rhythm. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. This f***ing game. In order to explain why this is such a weeping sore, let's just lay out the elements of Crystal Chronicles on the table for a second. Right, so you've got a Final Fantasy game that originally dropped on the GameCube with a huge focus on local multiplayer as you and a group take on enemies, explore the world, and collect treasure in order to fuel your dangerous expeditions. Sounds fun, right? Okay, so now imagine your excitement growing as you find out that this remaster is actually coming to the Switch and the PlayStation 4, and it's gonna have crossplay. How could things get any better? Look, there's a fan on the phone right now. Hello, Final Fantasy phone fan. How are you doing, friend? Yeah, dial a dickhead. Jules is speaking here. I forgot to say that at the beginning, but never mind. Let's carry on anyway. Yeah, I know it sounds great. But hold on, friend. But let me tell you as to why it's about to get a lot worse. Yeah, hold the line, please. Because take a little closer look at what other platforms are supported by this remaster. Do you see it now? Do you see it now? Look a little closer. That's right, mobile games. Oh God, I love my job sometimes. Yes, that's right, this remaster had its shins kicked in the moment that this decision was made because it locked what could have been done for the title under a glass ceiling of the mobile platform. Every change or tweak done to the experience was for the benefit of mobile gamers over the other two platforms, meaning that we actually, and I cannot believe that I'm saying this, lost features in this transition. Local multiplayer was out the bloody window, and in its place was a cumbersome friend code system that disbands the party after every single dungeon. Now, as a man whose search history might suggest that I like my balls being stepped on, this was a step too far for my scrotum friends. They were ripped off. My knackers were gone. Fuming. That's a word that I'd use, but if I was using a longer set of words, it would be fuck off Square Enix with this stupid ass that you've got going on right now. I hate you for this decision. The crowd literally hates that. Boo. Cool, right. Done. Let's get out of here before my face explodes. And there we go, my friends. Those were these remasters suck. I hope that you enjoyed that, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. Jeremy says hi, by the way. He didn't pop out today as much, but that's because of the fact that he's probably just trying to kill me slowly from the inside. He sends his love either way. Let me know what you'd like to see in next episode of this not list format down below. And always, if you want to just chat to me, you can do so by going over to Twitter and typing in @RetroJ with a 0, or you can go over to Live and Let's Dice, where I stream every single Wednesday and Sunday outside of work, so it's basically Jules uncut. Edge boy. If I had the fringe, I'd be sweeping it up right now, but clearly I don't. But anyway, I hope that you, my friends, are not going out into the world carrying all this anger that I showcase in this very, very silly format, because you deserve love, happiness, and success, my friend. We all do as human beings, and I hope that you are achieving your life goals. Try and take a step back from situations that make you feel angry. Try and allow yourself that point to look at a situation and say, maybe this isn't right for me. Maybe I need to rebalance my energies. Maybe I need some help, which is totally okay. And just remember to treat yourself with love. All right? Now go out there and absolutely smash at your big ledge. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that. And I'll speak to you soon. Peace. We are Audi Ridge. A good one indeed.